So Annette here has managed to get this huge team of, well, a big massive convoy of people to say to the Welsh Government, you're not listening. And I've seen on the side actually here, it says 469,571 signed a petition against the 20 mile an hour speed limits, and they're not listening.
They're still not listening. We've engaged them as much as we can. They've carried out some listening exercises. They say they're revising the guidelines and things will change. But we've not listened to, and it's not just a 20 mile an hour issue now. There's a lot more issues that have come to light since we started the group. That's the reason that the group is actually going, the support is growing for us. Welsh Government really do need to now start taking a look at what's happening and listening to the people that they actually work
Do you
for.
feel that the consultation that took place was just a box fixing exercise?
The
and they've just done it for the sake of it?
The consultation was quite shocking when I actually read through the consultation papers, and I urge absolutely everybody to go and read them. They're all online there. You know, so many people knew nothing about this, and I think this is what caught a lot of people off guard, was the fact that they weren't aware. And really, something as significant as this is going to affect everybody. I mean, whether you're for it or against the 20 mile an hour, it affects everybody, because the increase in fuel for the deliveries to get into our shops to bring our goods in is going to be passed on to us. We are paying more money for this.
I've noticed some of these hills.
Against, you're all paying more money for this, and people actually do need to stand up and start realising the effect this is having on the economy across Wales. By the Welsh Government's own figures, up to £8.9 billion cost the Welsh economy over the next 30 years because of this implementation. How can they actually justify that when the country is on its knees, the NHS is on its knees, education is shocking, children's services, adult services, mental health services, they're all breaking under the strain, chronic underfunded, and yet they can find £33 billion to bring 20 mile an hour in, they can find £120 billion or thereabouts to give us another 36 MPs, politicians in Cardiff. They are taking off the pensioners' tin allowances and all the rest of it. How can they justify more politicians? Find me one person that's sitting in A&E right now that would say, at least we've got more politicians coming. I don't think
more politicians, but they're not even listening in the first place. It seems pointless, doesn't it? And it's such a shame. I mean, we're having a similar problem in London. You know, we've had the consultation on ULEZ, completely and totally ignored. In fact, the figures were tweaked to try and bring the rejections down, and yet it was still a massive majority saying no. Of course, now the argument would say, oh, they've had an election and we lost. But of course, you know, all these schemes seem to be absolute nonsense, but they seem to be targeting people to get them out of their cars completely. Like a 20 mile an hour speed limit, it's very hard to adhere to a 20 mile an hour speed limit.
It's actually written into our Welsh government tourism, the transport plan, that they are trying to shift people from car use.
Well, the thing is, if you get 3 points, 6 points, 9 points, 12 points, you've lost your licence. There you go.
We can't have chauffeur-driven cars. If we lose our licence, we lose our jobs, we lose our homes. We aren't in the position that other people are in Welsh Government that can actually have a chauffeur-driven car to take them to work.
I think the fallacy argument that this is helping the environment, when, as you say, people are driving in first and second gear.
Well, the Welsh Government has published some results where they've been monitoring the air quality in 20 mile an hour zones, and there has been no improvement. They keep saying that, you know, accidents and serious injuries are down in 20 mile an hour zones. If you look at the 20 mile an hour and 30 mile an hour zones themselves in isolation, yes, they are. But if you look at the figures overall on accidents and deaths overall on all road speeds, their figures are showing there's an increase. Are the Welsh Government actually acknowledging
I was wondering
this? What are they looking? Are they looking at why this is happening?
I think the idea that people say, okay, let's all do 20 miles per hour. But the reality is, people get fed up and they do dangerous overtaking manoeuvres, and that's where you have problems. And it's all very well saying, oh, well, they shouldn't be doing more than 20 miles per hour. The simple fact is, they're making rules based on what they want people to do rather than what people actually do. And people don't want to, and you know, don't want to sit there at 20 miles an hour, especially like at 2 o'clock in the morning. Roads are completely empty. You know, I get this outside schools. Outside schools, 100%. You know, it makes sense. 20 miles an hour. Nobody wants some idiot driving at 40 miles an hour past some kids at school. Totally understand that. But there are some of these really rural roads, 20 miles an hour in the middle of the night. It's absolute nonsense. You know, I think it's designed to get rid of your car, get rid of your licence. So, well done for doing what you're doing, and you know, we're obviously. These guys, big cheer for you guys for coming up to support you. So, can we just have a quick look at our banner for the video as well? Sorry, just so you can get it. Let's run it out. Let's run it out. So, the point is, politicians need to start listening, because, you know, and why do we need more and more and more and more politicians? Look at that, 469 29,571 people have said no. 30 is quite a sensible speed, really. You know, it's not a ridiculous speed. It's quite sensible. 20 is just to take your licence away. It just seems a persecution of the public.